You're listening to a Roddenberry podcast.
Welcome back. More Mission Log Engage, where we engage with each other and we engage with your words, with our words.
Yes.
That's
Very
about
good,
it.
John.
Yeah,
That's very
thank
succinct.
You. Words and words. I'm John.
I'm Norm.
And
also, happy hump day.
Oh, it is. It is Wednesday. As
John, what day
of
is today?
this
Hey, John, what day is today?
Today's hump day.
What? Yeah. That never gets old. I'm sorry. It never gets old for me, at least. And now it will never get old for you.
Oh, it might. It might.
Okay, it might.
It might. So, hey, today we're looking back in the mailbag. A very recent email. Some of these we've gone way back, but this is a very recent email. And Tom, I actually responded to you via email, but we will also discuss this a bit. So, Norm, take it away.
From Tom. Hey, John and Norm. Just listening to Inter Arma, and I really think you two should do a redo of the Insurrection mission log. Insurrection is the only film that has such a strong tie to current aired Trek during the heart of the Dominion War. This is one of the failings of avoiding a linear review schedule in favor of the show-based one. I enjoyed the log John and Ken did of it, but I think it deserves another look in the moment, quote unquote. Take care and keep up the great work. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. Thank you very much for saying that we do great work. And I will very flippantly say here that when I wrote back to Tom in the moment, I basically said no. but okay. But let me expand on that a little bit. Partly just from a production logistic. Mission log takes a very long time to put together. It takes hours and hours and hours and hours per week because we are watching, we are taking notes, we are shaping those with actual recording. Then there's the edit time to just sort of slip in another feature length because we feel like it would be almost impossible. And this is on top of all the other shows that we already do, of which there are many now. So logistically, no. The other issue here is just, we decided way back when, starting Mission Log, that we would go in series order, not in strict release order, because then you run into this problem where you have movies overlapping with TV shows overlapping with TV shows. And you would end up in a situation where, since as co-hosts we alternate who writes the recap and who's doing, what job that week, you could potentially end up where, okay, every other week I'm writing a DS9 recap and you're writing a Voyager recap, or a TNG versus DS9 or whatever. And then you have to expect that the audience is also following that with you. Like, oh, no, this week we got to change the DVDs over to Voyager again. Oh, no, wait, were we streaming Voyager and now it's back to DS9? Which one was it? It would be a mess. And I also feel like the value of doing the shows the way we do is getting character arcs, not just like this strict patchwork of how the timeline puzzle pieces fit together. That's very interesting. Go get Mike and Denise's book to do that, or look at Memory Alpha to do that. But I don't think that really serves us well here. Okay, all that said, that's the long version of saying no. All that said, I kind of want to watch Insurrection again.
So do I.
Just because of this, but I don't think I have it in me to do a full podcast the way we do Mission Log on that. I think it might be fun to bring it up in maybe like the Discord chat sometime, or do something like that. What do you think? I'm just throwing this at you now.
Well, that'd be fine. I haven't seen Insurrection, to be quite honest with you, in total since the theatrical release. This is coming from a point in time where Star Trek wasn't really my focus in my fandom. So Insurrection and Nemesis really kind of slid by. Of course, I went to go see them in the theater. That's my due diligence as a fan. And that was kind of like the zeitgeist of my my community of fellow Star Trek fans, that we were doing that. And that's why I slipped off of Deep Space Nine and Voyager when they both premiered, in the early to late 90s. So I would love to watch Insurrection again. I think that there were great moments in that I remember. I also do remember that this is one of those rare occasions, maybe not so rare, where the Admiralty is front and center and bad in Star Trek on film, on the big screen. So I'd like to see if my memory serves me well, or if I only remember that because it struck a certain chord at the time. I just really don't remember a lot about it. I do remember there were some funny jokes about certain people's anatomy tightening up because the planet started to reverse the aging process. Those are played for jokes. Humor does stick that way sometimes, but I don't really remember the overall narrative or message behind it. So it's something that I really need to kind of revisit.
And I also will tell you this, that I rarely, and by rarely I mean never, go back and listen to old podcasts that I was on.
Why?
No, it is really hard to do. It's partly it just takes your mind out of what you're doing now, and that is the nature of Mission Log. Is like it's now. What are we doing now? But also just because of ego, it's really hard to do. Yeah.
Well, also because I just want to move. You have to move forward. You know, taking a step back and listening to your work and critiquing yourself may influence the way that you move forward as a performer.
Yep. Exactly. And Mission Log is a runaway train in that respect. We just can't put the brakes on to go look back. Hey, Tom, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed this as much as we enjoyed talking about it. Thank you. Remember, find us here at youtube.com/RoddenberryProd or Roddenberry Entertainment. Find the playlist called Mission Log Engage. Send us your comments, missionlog@roddenberry.com, or on Facebook and Twitter @MissionLogPod. And remember, we may engage with your comments on the air.